All right, there we go. Because these duplicates are getting crazy.
Yep.
I don't know why.
It's because we're asking for them to be resent from EDI support. Keith Hopkins, we're asking them to send because the sites aren't getting them at all. So like they'll get a core mark invoice come in, it'll get delivered, and they'll go to pay it, it'll say invalid invoice. They'll go to the delivery report and it's not even listed.
Gotcha.
And
well,
so,
I mean, it kind of makes sense because we're having a lot of article issues. So master data is changing and blocking a lot of different articles, and so a lot of times these POs have articles on them that are being blocked, and but we still have to complete the PO. We still have to complete the receipt, right? So, until that's done, they really should be blocking those things and, go from there. All right. So I got your first email up on the day. So the first thing I do is I go to VL33.
VL33. Okay.
Yep, VL33. And, it comes up delivery window only. So if you have the delivery number, that's helpful. But if you don't have the delivery number, what we could do is click this little drop down here. And under external delivery number of vendor, there's all kinds of tabs here. So this is where we would put in the invoice number.
Invoice number.
Yep.
Okay.
And if we hit enter from here, I should see two different deliveries.
Yep.
1, 2. So let's pretend we didn't know which one needed to be deleted. Let's just pretend for hype.
Okay.
I'll click on the first one. It'll give me the delivery number. I'll hit enter from here. And I can tell that this one has a receipt against it because there's a date populated in the actual GR date field. So this isn't the one we can't delete this one because it has a GR against it. So let's go back. Let's go back a screen. And in this case, you had the delivery number for me. We'll hit enter. So there's no GR date here. So this one's good to delete. And if you go to inbound change, I don't know if you're doing it on your side, give it a go. See if it lets you do it.
Okay, hang on. I'm going to minimize this.
Oh, we have two of them.
If I minimize the screen. Let me see. I have my BOP open.
Okay.
Let me see here. So what was the name of the report again?
VL33.
VL33. Okay. Yeah, I am not authorized. So I answered that one really quick. Darn it.
I thought it would be at least worth the look to see if you did. So
I appreciate that you just actually showed me. Just even though I can't do it, it helps me see something on the back end that I didn't understand how it worked.
Sure.
A little bit.
So here I can go into change, and it gives me, I have all the articles, quantities that are going to be added to inventory, the PO that it's associated with, and I go what's changed, and then I just go to delete. That's it.
Wow, that's super easy.
Yeah, I mean it's real simple to do. I wish they would put a delivery or a duplicate check-in for the delivery number though. They have it for the IR, but why not for the delivery? I don't know.
So what's happening in the sites is in some locations they're realizing that they got two delivery numbers and they don't know what to do about it. And we're telling them, do it in the back office. That way you have the cursor and you can click on the first one because you can't do it on the handheld. And then let us know what the delivery number was of the one that you didn't choose, and we'll ask for that one to get closed or deleted. And so that's kind of what we've been doing, but there's been so many of them because there's been so many that are not getting into the site. And as you said, it's because of article problems, most likely. And boy, I don't know what we're going to do because it's just out of control.
And that's exactly how it feels to me on my side of it. Because, even though Keith is sending those through multiple times, both of them are erroring out. But when that article is fixed, then it creates both of them because they both are still sitting in that queue.
Correct.
I could show you here real quick too. I'll show you this since you're ready to see new things. I can go in. I'll share my screen again with you. To this transaction. All of our deliveries and our invoices, that all comes in on an IDOC, especially for CoreMark. CoreMark, everything is done EDI. So let's look at all of our IDOCs that were created today, and we can identify which ones are problems. There's all these different types of IDOCs. And these are all going outbound. We don't necessarily care about that in this instance, but here's our deliveries and here's our invoices. If I click on the deliveries, we have 7 today that errored out. So 7 deliveries that didn't create because of some reason or another. And we can click into it and find, what is the reasoning for it.
Okay.
Here's the article specifically, 1471562 for purchasing document does not exist, which more than likely means that this article is blocked for this specific location that it's trying to create the delivery for. So I'll reach out to master data, and I've been trying to kind of get them down the road.
Yeah.
Because I can't change the article. I can't change anything there. But I thought if I could at least help identify what the problem is, maybe they can just, if I give them the article number, they can unblock it. We can create the delivery, and the site's good to go.
I wish they would invite you to the call that happens every Friday with Master Data and Space Planning, Deborah Staten, and a couple people from Pune, and because a lot of times we're bringing up problems, they're letting us know what problems they're working on, and it's like people like you and Shayna seem to know exactly what the problem is as soon as you look at it, and it doesn't seem like anybody else understands it.
Well,
I also didn't want to give people another call to be on either, but I'm just like, man, you have this knowledge. Did they extend you out?
Just to June.
Just to June.
Yep. So, and I mean, this is like stuff like this. This is stuff that I've just taken the time and tried to learn on my own. Nobody showed me this, but at the same time, it's helpful to know.
Yep.
At least be able to help identify this. If I can, I might not be able to fix the problem, but if I can tell them what the problem is, that at least should help expedite the resolution. Is my thought, at least. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, so like I said, now, in my mind, master data should be reviewing these. I know at one point they were when Lisa was running the team, but
yes,
I think that's since changed. So, but yeah, I mean, that's kind of little inside baseball, what I'm looking at, what I see, and how we're able to work and identify what the problem is. So when I say that about this article, this process stopped once it got to this article on the IDOC. There could be 2 or 3 more. You just don't know until it gets past step error 1. And you run it again, there could be another article. You run it again, there could be another.
That's why with all of these HPC articles that were a problem, we're reporting them. The category manager and master data, they're like, we fixed it, and then we still have the problem, and we're like, but you said you fixed it, and this is probably why, because they did fix it. They just didn't realize that there are 3 more behind it, or whatever.
Right. They didn't push it through to see if it hit another error. They didn't try to create the document. They just fixed this one error that they were trying to.
Yeah.
If they would take the extra step and try to actually create the delivery from it, they would see the next error and then the next error or whatever there is. Or if once the delivery creates, when the delivery will create, we'll get it'll change the status from a 51 to what we call a 52 or 53, but we actually get the delivery number that's created. That's just the message that happens. They fixed the one article. They just didn't see the process all the way through. And again, I'm not trying to point fingers at it, but nobody's really doing that.
No. Well, this is good information for me to not mention you, but to just say, hey, I just learned that might be what's happening. Are you guys aware of that when we run into this article problem, I've heard from Shayna and Chris and some other people, because I hate to name people and then all of a sudden somebody says, what are you doing? And what are you doing? I hate that too. So I always try to use generics, but I might bring that up. So I got gloriously attached to the master data team as a specialist to be the one to represent all the specialists and their problems with master data. I got voluntold to do that job. And I said, when Debbie Shelton mentioned my name and said, maybe we could have one of you guys head this up and be a part of this process, we'll put you on a Teams call, blah, blah, blah. And I said, okay, fine, I'd be happy to do it. And then I said, but what does master data do? Like, I sell candy bars and cigarettes. That's the world I came from. That's what I did. And now I'm trying to learn to be a good specialist. What do they do? And then that's when I got involved with Shayna a little bit more, and she started explaining stuff a little bit. But she's busy, just like you are, just like everybody
Sure.
is. So
Sure.
yeah, it's nuts. So okay, well, thank you so much. I don't want to hold you off forever.
No, you're good. I was looking forward to this, so sorry it didn't work
Absolutely.
out, but I always enjoy our connections.
No,
So.
I worried that was when Chris Stormer. I wished I'd had longer with Chris Stormer too, because he did have some accesses and knew what we could have access to. And I have like probably 4 videos where he like trained me on the computer one day, when we got home at the end of the week, and he said, let's get on a Teams call and I'll show you how to do this. And I recorded some of them. And the iDoc I was familiar with because Chris Stormer showed me how to get an iDoc number and then how to pull up the iDoc document or whatever it is that shows an actual like digital form of the invoice.
Yep.
And showed me how to utilize that data for information. And although I still barely got any of the information, at least I knew how to do that. And the other day I was like, oh my gosh, I don't remember how to do that. I saved the video. So luckily I was able to go back to the video, and then I shared it with the other specialists, and I put it on YouTube and blocked it for them. And I said, hey, here's something Chris Stormer showed me. Here's a video. Yeah. And so I recorded this one. Unfortunately, I don't get to use it again, but I'm going to save it because you never know.
I feel like there's still some good to know the process or know how it's supposed to work, right? So I feel like there's still a gain there. Even though you don't have access, I still feel like there's a gain. So
I got a huge gain out of this. So thank you again.
Yeah, I mean, if anything else comes up or you have any questions or you think I can help answer, let me know. Don't hesitate.
I appreciate you very much.
All right, Phil.
All right.
Take it easy, buddy.
Thanks, man.
Yep.
Bye.